As an audio podcast, I have a great deal of love in my heart for the whole sound of a project, not just having great-looking pictures with great lights, but having great sound to go with it. And a company that's been involved with great sound is Sound Devices. John Tatulis is the Chief Business Development Officer for Sound Devices. And John, thanks for joining us today. So tell us, what does Sound Devices do?
Well, Sound Devices is a company that specializes in production sound and recently production video. But our heritage has been in production sound. We make a full range of field mixers and digital recorders for dialogue recording, effects recording, for feature, episodic, reality, anywhere you're doing production applications.
Yeah, and then 2 years ago or so, you launched these new PIX devices, which record
Indeed.
video, which means you've abandoned your audio heritage totally and just left it in smoking ruin on the carpet?
No, I think far from it. We introduced our 633, which is a very high-performance, compact field mixer and recorder in November, and that's had excellent response since its introduction. What that tool is, which is new for NAB as an audio product, is a very compact, multi-channel audio mixer that's in a very compact little package, allowing you to record all your ISOs, which is becoming more and more important for a lot of productions, as well as mix.
Well, we've got digital video recorders from Cinedec and Atomos and HAA and Blackmagic Design. Why did you decide to get into this market?
What we saw is that there's this continuum from the audio information to the video. And once your audio data is digitized and your video data is digitized, it's workflow. And that's an expertise that we've developed over the years, metadata, file handling in workflow. We've expanded and developed our products for the video, taking advantage of what we learned in the audio world.
So what have you got that's new for us now?
New for the show, we've got 3 new products. We've got 2 new video products that are an expansion and evolution from our PIX 260, which is a rack-mounted tool that we introduced a couple years ago. What the PIX 270 is a very high-performance video deck that is an effective replacement for tape and file-based kinds of tools. It's a networkable tool that records ProRes and DNX HD files. It'll do ProRes 4x4. And along with that, there's a tremendous amount of network capability, so it's network addressable. Units are linkable for frame synchronized recording and playback. In addition to that, there's a substantial amount of audio I/O. So there's Dante, there's Maddie. So this fits in within a system to expand and to address applications, for instance, competition reality, where there's a tremendous amount of audio capability required in addition to high performance video.
Now, help me understand, these are rack-mounted units, but most cameras are out in the field. What's the application to have a rack-mounted video recorder?
These tools are more going to be in a control room environment or a production OB van type of environment. So these are more of the deck type of style products.
So they take out their HD cam deck and put in one of these recorders instead.
Right, or for a playback application. There's many applications, and one of the nice tools on these is that it records to simultaneous multiple drives. So you have an immediate backup on a physical medium. You can either address that and pull that drive out and do a sneaker-net transfer, or you can address those files over a data network and pull them across the world if you need to.
Is this all SSD based, or are we talking spinning media here?
We do support spinning media, but we recommend solid-state drives. We're talking about data rates that, especially with multi-track audio and high data rate video, that take advantage of SSD.
Now, we've talked about 2 new video recorders, both of which are rack-mounted and both of which are tape deck replacements, essentially. But you said there were 3.
Yes, the third is actually a variation. The PIX 260 is our video deck that these 2 new video products are variations. But we saw that many of our production sound mixers were taking advantage of that tool because it had so much audio capability. What we've now made in our 970 audio recorder is a 64-channel Dante and Maddie equipped audio recorder, specifically for these applications where you need high track counts, but you don't necessarily need the video capability.
Now, you've used the term Dante and Maddie. What are these?
Dante is audio over Ethernet. And what we're seeing is that as track counts go up and technology is allowing us to move all this audio data, instead of having a big bundle of coax of audio cable, we can now bring that into a single Cat6 switched environment, so we can move around lots of audio tracks. Maddie is essentially multi-track AES digital audio, and that's been around for numerous years, but we're still seeing many new Maddie equipped products coming out.
So for a field recordist that wants to do audio in the field, I'm going to get you back to audio, even if you want to talk about video. We're going to go back. But what sound device should they pick? In other words, how do they make the decision of what piece of recording gear is the best choice? Is there a difference in quality?
There's no difference in quality. That's a great question, and it's going to be project dependent. And what are you trying to accomplish? And the biggest question is, how many simultaneous talking parts am I going to have? Especially going into a show, a dialogue type of show. What we're seeing these days is whether it's a true reality TV type of program or even drama that is shot reality style, what we're moving to is where there's lots of talking parts, wireless has gotten effective and feasible to have everybody on set with a microphone. And now there's a high motivation to do individual ISO recordings of all of those talents.
So rather than do a pre-mix on set where you're locked into the mix, have everybody's microphone recorded to its own channel, and they can then do the mix later and isolate what they need to isolate.
Indeed. You want to have a good mix. If you're a production sound mixer, you want to generate a good mix. But we're hearing that producers are oftentimes not even asking for a mix. They just want to have ISOs. So we have this continuum where there's this expectation of having ISOs for every project.
So where can people go on the web to learn more about the products you have available?
They can visit sounddevices.com on the web.
That's all one word, SOUNDDEVICES, sounddevices.com, and John Tutulis is the Chief Business Development Officer for Sound Devices. John, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.